Finally. Okay, so this should be much better. Or maybe way too loud for our own good. But, it's workable. I have genuinely no idea. I should have kept the monitor on. Should have been able to hear it, but the problem is when you're going on multi-channel, it kind of also does an output. Let me just see if I can just monitor it in terms of the audio. Anyway, we should be like loud enough to kind of figure out what's going on. Anyway, welcome to this channel. What we're gonna do is pretty simple. Right now, I do not have a camera because it does add personality, and well, we couldn't have that with me. As you can see, as I go live, we're talking about code. Anyway, in terms of code, what we need to kind of realize, oh, I don't have the dock. Oh, now you know I'm on Mac. Well, it doesn't really matter because we will also have a Windows device for when we have the gaming days. But for now, as you can go ahead and figure it from, well, the description, you'll have a lot of shows and titles. And as we're going ahead, and you'll be noticed, we're going to be doing Vim, baby. We're going to be doing Vim. We're doing Vim Motions challenge for the week, so that means I'll be writing a lot of code and doing Vim Motion challenges for it. But what we actually have as a plan, we're gonna do machine code fixer uppers, which which is gonna sound kind of insane. I'm gonna switch up the music for a bit because I just want to kind of talk to you guys, because this you need to understand. I am a shit dev compared to what I should be, because well, I've got 3 to 4 years of experience. I know what I'm doing, but whenever it comes to interviews, I suck ass. But when it comes to actually getting the job done, of course, I will work harder than anybody else to get the job done. But when it comes to actual interview coding, it's been hell. It's mainly because I overthink and overdo less. And as we talk about machine code fixer-uppers, what I'm going to do is, of course, I'm going to still maintain NDAs, and I'm not going to talk about which exact companies kind of send this in. I'm going to do machine coding for a lot of game development or core development roles, which might even include front end, and we're going to come back to that. Another show that we're kind of working with is Fake It Fridays, where the idea is I will try and set up an interview for a particular stack or something that I do not know anything about. And I'm going to try and nail the interview by basically taking up a project, making it in 6 hours, and figuring out the main nuances of the language based on the languages that are new. Now, the reason I'm kind of doing this and how I can have a unique perspective on it is the first language I ever learned was C++. But after the first year with C++, no one really gave me an opportunity to work with that again. Even though it's still my favorite language, as you can tell, I still kind of do a lot of projects, especially machine code rounds, with C++. I would love to work in C++ more, because C++ is a beautiful language, and that also means that I'll be dipping into Rust as much as possible. Oh, I've got dropped frames. Damn it. We cannot get the break. Okay, my internet's been a little shit, I guess. Is there a way to check that shit? I've got a warning. Yeah, I think my internet's being a little bitty shitty. Okay, I need to stop using abusive words. Well, I'm on stream right now because it doesn't really gel well. Okay, so what is machine code? So why I'm doing the machine code fixer-uppers? Because I have a basic idea of what I did wrong, what will be the difference between the actual machine code rounds and what I will be doing over here. I will be coming back with some perspective, because the biggest problem is with machine code rounds is I do not get feedback, and I want more feedback, and this is one of the reasons this kind of show exists. I'll take a lot of machine code stuff, or like if I run out of, well, machine code interviews that I've done, of course I will find more machine code interviews, because ChatGPT is a thing. That'll be the main difference between that. The second thing is I will, of course, while we do machine code Mondays, we will be using now more Vim-centric stuff, especially while I'm on my Mac. I will be doing more Vim-centric programming, which should be fun, which should be a bit irritating to learn. The second thing that's a change from what I'll be kind of, will be the difference between my environment when I was machine coding and my environment. I will start using Copilot. I know a lot of you go like, wait, what? Yeah, I did not really use Copilot when I was coding initially. for these machine code rounds. I would use ChatGPT to kind of nudge me in the right direction. As you can tell, a lot of this code is not symmetrical to how I like to code. As you'll find out, like the way I like to code is, of course, my braces need to be a bit more different. And a lot of this code will just be changed based on how I like it. If I don't like something, I will just kind of work around it and we'll figure it out. And we're going to go ahead and, of course, do and try and figure out multi-threading and SMNG and stuff like that. And we're going to talk about it. This is so the way the highlights for this work is right now, because I do not have a setup that will allow me to simply keep words on the go and edit them. What I'll do is I'll add highlight points in the YouTube video to kind of go ahead and break down. So I'll have breakdown points where I would basically go ahead and make it like a GitHub change. So if I make a change, I'll create a commit and I will go through and review the code of what I've done, defend the code, and of course you can go to these highlights and you can go ahead and if people actually watch this, if they ever do, they can point out difficulties, point out things that are wrong and give me feedback. And basically everybody who always wanted to act like I am a better coder than you can go ahead and fuck with me on that. Yeah, this is gonna be machine code fixer-uppers, Fake It Fridays. Fake It Fridays. I've already talked about Fake It Fridays. Why am I freaking? I'm very much interested in the machine code fixer-uppers, but Fake It Fridays. Fake It Fridays is just gonna be like I'm gonna give myself 3 to 5 hours a day for the week, depending on the kind of interview I've set up. I've right now set up JavaScript and Spring Boot. Yeah, why did I, not JavaScript, sorry, Java and Spring Boot, not JavaScript. Why did I do that to myself, even though Java is the worst language ever? It's not the worst language ever, it's just irritating. I really hate the way it kind of goes through the Java virtual machine. Some people might say .NET is kind of the same, but not really. .NET is bytecode and then kind of works with that. But yeah, at least that's what I know about it. I'm not sure exactly. I should. And yeah, we will also be doing a lot of research together, which will be fun. The main goal with the whole channel is to become a senior developer. I am not exactly where I want to be and the kind of coders I look up to. For some reason, those coders that I look up to are also not really approachable at times. So that's going to be difficult to kind of get to their level without any sort of mentorship, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna be a self-taught C++ programmer, and that's gonna be. And for those of you who do not know what my background is I've been a game developer for 3 years. I've worked on a couple of games with Ubisoft, and I've also been lucky enough to have worked with the Unity engine source code as a junior programmer, where I just did backporting and cherry picking, which is not much, but it kind of gives you a basic idea of what industrial code should look like and how it started and how it gets there, especially when you have source code access. Defending that because I felt that was a fucking cool job. I was still fucking thinking both of them were a fucking cool job. I think Ubisoft was cooler, to be honest. Even though I was stuck with porting games to different stuff. I don't really work with the Montreal studios. I did work with the French studios, which I'm not sure if the French were. No, that's not possible. I mean, Canadian French, not Canadian French, but normal French. The Paris studios. I don't know what the Paris studios is called. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, so hopefully you guys will enjoy that. This was just a test kind of to go over this whole situation. I also found a book called Unreal in 24 Hours. That'll be one of the title events, which I will do over the weekend. This will be few longer streams where I would try and go over and learn a completely new engine, because I did, again, as I said, I was very C++ heavy. I really wanted to work with Unreal, but all of my teachers only knew Unity, so I was forced into Unity, and then, well, that's where I stayed, and I fucking loved it. I'm not gonna lie, I fucking loved it. And I'm gonna try and compare devices. So the idea will be pretty simple. I will read this book called 24 Hours, Unreal in 24 Hours. I will try to go through it. I'll try and understand the whole thing, and then I will try to make a simple 3D platformer with a UI system. So the basic idea is gameplay and UI. Establish that and work with that. And then I will also tell you what I used to do in Unity and what would be different if I was on Unity. Basically, I would be much lazier because on Unity, I do have a few things that have already been set up for ages and I'm not really written systems again, so that'll be kind of fun. Game jammers, of course, it means that I'll be practicing game jams and we will be working with that. Steam, okay, do I have Steam? Do I have Steam to kind of show you where we are landing up on the game? Try and put up Spring Boot stuff on Visual Studio. I do that aussi, Lyon. And we'll work our way through it. Let's kind of do that. But, oh shit, I need to sound myself out.